So, first question for you. Gotta ask. Bridge to veto.
Yep.
You threw it.
Yes.
Why? What were you thinking?
Well, there was a number of reasons that I threw it. I threw it because I felt like I had gotten Peter on the block in that situation. I thought a conversation with Jillian had put us both up there, put him in a precarious position. Two, I really did think that I could sway myself off the block. I pride myself on the relationships that I built in the house and the alliances that I'd formed. So I really did feel like I had a better opportunity to get myself safe than Peter did when he was on the block, and I wanted both of us to be there in the end. I also, what else was there? Well, there were several reasons. Yeah, I don't like relying on vetoes to save yourself. I really hate that. I feel like there's an element of randomness in all these competitions, and I would hate to be saved by Deus Ex Machina or an act of God. I really wanted to win it through my own social gameplay, and that was my MO from the beginning, and whatever, my downfall.
So no regrets about that at all?
I have more of a regret about the instant eviction voting out Andrew. Obviously, if I had talked to Topaz beforehand, sorry, yeah, voting out AJ. If I had a chance to talk to Topaz, I never would have told her one thing and done another. I turned my back on her a little bit too early, and I kept in a guy that was stronger aligned with Emmett and Jillian than he was with me. I really thought I could sway him, even in the end. He knows it was a mistake not to keep me in my week, and yeah, I guess we both just read each other wrong.
Alright, so what was it about Peter that drew you to him immediately when you came into the house and thought that you could align with him?
I don't actually really like Peter at all. I kind of hate him. I think he's a jerk. No, yeah, Peter's a great guy. I don't really know, to be honest. We just started talking, and it was like, this guy's the most normal one in the house I found. He's kind of a weirdo. But yeah, no, we just bonded right away. I really couldn't even tell you. I know that he told me that Gary had offered him a final 2 that night. The first night, and I was like, oh man, all right. Yeah, I was like, oh god, this guy's hilarious. And then yeah, we just trust each other instantly, and it was like weird because we just kind of found ourselves in the first line.
Okay, so on that, do you think you ever would have turned on Peter if it meant a greater chance at winning the game?
Absolutely not. I never would have turned on him. If it was us on the block and the veto had been used and we were still on the block, we both agreed that we would campaign to keep ourselves. That's the only situation in which it would have happened. I never would have not taken him to the end. But you know what? I'm a cocky asshole. I assumed that I could beat everyone in the end. For Peter, it was a little bit different. Everyone in the house saw Peter as someone who was being carried by me, and I knew that obviously he wasn't going to win in the end. So he says that he would have taken Jillian over me. I don't really care about that. It would have been his best interest to do so. Luckily, it never came down to that. But yeah, I never would have done that.
Okay. So obviously, Emmett played a major role in your eviction. And so, did he beat you to the punch, or had you stayed off the block and Topaz had gone home that week? Was he on your radar?
Because he certainly was on my radar after he put me and Peter up, or Jillian put me and Peter up. Yeah, so I was coming hard for them if I would have stayed. I tried everything to stay that week, and I really wanted to stick it to them. It was a good move on his part, actually. I mean, the thing with Emmett is when you take a step back and you look at it, and it seems as though he's evicting all of his allies. However, the fact is he had so many allies that he could just kind of pick us off one by one, and it didn't really matter who he was evicting. So yeah, at the time I thought it was a bad move because there was no way Peter and I would have turned on him that early. But now that I think about it, if it did come down to a final 5 with me, Peter, and Topaz, and Emmett and Jillian, I mean, probably would have gone with Topaz over Emmett and Jillian, and we probably would have turned on them then. So I do respect the move. I think it was a good move. I don't think it was Jillian's move at all. I think it was Emmett's move.
You're correct.
All right. Well, I'll have to check the tapes, but yeah, I mean, I don't think Jillian really. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I do respect Emmett as a game player, and we knew right away that he tricked us into trusting him 100%, and I feel like he did that with a lot of people. So hats off to him.
I think
I tried.
You did a good job.
And the thing with Peter and I is that we kind of wanted to set a precedent of just stealing the show and the jury. So we had like a secret jury alliance that we were just going to make it the most like hilarious vote possible and get ourselves kind of in the limelight. Like we still control this game. Screw you, screw you, screw you. And honestly, like Gary is a great guy. I really wish he would have won. He's like an amazing person. And this is a new show. This is a US clone. So there's elements of Big Brother UK in it, which I'm a huge fan of as well.
Australia.
Exactly. And if the fans want Gary back in, in, and this is a new game where fan approval means something in your victory, I think that's a great precedence to set for future seasons, and I would be happy to see somebody who is popular with the fans and a good game player, which Gary was, win in the end.
That's a good way to look at it.
Cool. All right.